Hello, I won't wait for anyone to come on because I don't really care who's watching, but I do want a couple of people to watch. I want Claire Calvert to watch and I want Jolene Gray to watch, particularly. Why? Because they're the only two people that are commenting on this post so far. So there is a post on my Facebook, on my timeline, that's of these you can't even call them transvestites, the drag queens. Of these drag queens doing unspeakable things. All right. The post is based in the USA, in Canada to be exact. If it ever did come to the UK, which it won't, because we have different laws and rules to the USA. All right, we're totally different to the USA. The USA are all out there anyway, but you cannot protest something in the UK that's actually happening in America. You can't do it, all right? Because that will be the same as America's trying to remove gun laws, all right? As in people can't carry arms. But that would be like you going down to London and protesting that we should be able to carry arms. It's not part of our laws anyway. It's not part of our rules anyway. We can't carry arms. All right, we're not allowed to do that. But that'd be like, do you know what I mean? It'd be like you saying, "Oh no, America should be able to carry arms." Well, why does that matter to you? You're not walking down, Beverly Hills Boulevard, and somebody's gonna bust a cap in your ass. Are they? It's not gonna happen. So what you're doing is you're actually protesting something that's not even here. You're protesting something that's based in the USA. What you've seen, what you've posted, is nothing like the drag queen story time. It's nothing like that whatsoever. It's basically a man dressed as a woman telling a story to kids. This person isn't walking on naked. This person isn't teaching people to twerk. This person isn't got a dildo hanging from them. All right, let's just imagine that one, the third picture with the pink thing. Let's imagine that's a dildo. All right, and I mean the actual pink thing, not the person. Okay, so let's just imagine that is an actual sex toy. It's probably illegal for you to have your children present if you invite Ann Summers round. Okay, 18 and above is Ann Summers. And that's the same thing as what they're parading. But I don't know what the laws are in America, and I really don't care. You're all saying, well, what if it comes to the UK? All right, if it comes to the UK, which it won't, but if it does, let's just assume it's coming to the UK next month. Then you can start protesting. Then you can start shouting. Then you can start going in there with your banners. But right now, you've got nothing. You've got absolutely nothing apart from something you've seen in the US. And you're saying, somebody just posted, Jolene just posted, well, everything that from over the pond comes to the UK. No, it doesn't. We don't have gun laws. We can't carry a gun with us. The Americans can. That's their First Amendment, isn't it? Or one of the amendments. Written by their forefathers. It's part of their freaking, liberty rights. It's part of their, what's the word I'm looking for? What's that piece of paper? Declaration of Independence. It's part of the Declaration of Independence, which was written in God knows when. They're allowed to do that because they decided that. We don't have a Declaration of Independence. We don't have that. So you can't stop and say, well, what if it comes over to the UK? Well, if it comes over to the UK, then yes, I will certainly back you. And I will certainly rant and rave and say, this is freaking wrong. This is totally outrageous and wrong. But it's not in the UK. But what is in the UK is a guy dressed, I won't even say as a woman. From what I've seen, I would say dressed flamboyantly. Okay, but let's be honest. Yeah, no women dress like that. Okay, and if they do, then they'll be laughed at, they'll be mocked. But it's a man dressed in flamboyant clothing, reading a story, entertaining kids, not twerking, not with a dildo. It would not be allowed. The police would not allow that. It would be shut down before it even started. Can you imagine, you know, Mr. or Mrs. Drag Queen going in there and saying, "Oh yeah, what I'm going to do is this is my goal. My goal is to whip out my big 12-inch dildo and show kids how to use it. I'm going to parade around my boobs out. I'm going to show them how to twerk and stuff." No. It just would not be allowed in the UK. It would not be allowed in the UK at all. Can you imagine us British with our stiff upper lip saying, "Oh yes, that's perfectly fine," because that is not. So I'll go with the Post. The Post I do not agree with. I do not agree that they are putting kids in that situation. Okay? I don't agree with that one little bit. But it's a different entity altogether. An LGBTQ club would be isn't the same as a library. Why did I whisper library? It's not the same. It's a totally different entity. The agenda is totally different. They're not teaching sex education to these children. They're reading them a freaking story of who jumped over the moon. They're reading them a story of the Gruffalo. They're reading them a story of you know, Hungry Caterpillar. They're not doing this stuff. To think otherwise is moronic. You can't walk into a public library and scream paedophile. You can't walk into a public library and scream sex offender. You can't walk into a public library. All right, so let's just imagine this person hasn't got a DBS. They don't need a DBS to do that kind of stuff. They don't need that. What they do need is somebody who is DBS checked to supervise. So the guy don't even need a DBS. So let's assume he hasn't. But let's also be honest. You know, DBSs, to me, DBSs are they are worthless the second they are printed. Here's why. Because the second they are printed, they're out of date. They expire. Now, some places say that you need to renew your DBS every 2.5 to 3 years, which is fair cop. But if you've not been caught doing paedophilia in that 2.5 to 3 years, what do you think your DBS is going to show? If you've not been caught with a, you know, murder in that 2 or 3 years, what do you think your DBS is going to show? It's going to show you clean. So you could be a prolific rapist and still have a clean DBS, providing you've not been caught. If you have been caught, it will show on your DBS check. That I can guarantee. But you can't protest something here that's not even happening here. You can't tar everybody with the same brush. You can't do that. You know, it's like it's like the stigma of you know, men with beards and bald heads and tattoos. They must be rough. They must be hard. They must be murderers. No, they're not. I'll tell you what. Some of the people that are tattooed to the high heaven, they might not have been in prison. Let's assume they've not been in prison. They're just tattoo artists. Do you know what I mean? You can't tie everyone with the same brush. You know, otherwise anyone that looks like absolutely sick of this world today can piss off. Otherwise, anybody, all right, that's like saying, all right, well, James, I've been told I look like Charlie Bronson. Does that mean that I'm as bad as he is? No. Does that mean that I'm as intelligent as he is? No. So you can't tie everyone with the same brush. But what you lot are doing is you're actually going out there and you are deliberately stopping a male telling kids a story based on something you've seen in America. You can't do that. You can't take the moral high ground either. You can't condemn somebody based on something you've seen in another country. You can't do that. But a lot of you are doing. You're all saying, oh, you know, it's going to happen over here. No, and it probably will never. It probably will never. Hello, my lovely. Means you can hear me. Where are you? Oh, you're there. You can't do that. And to do so is totally moronic. You know, I mean, what? Like I said last night or the night before, what's next? What is next? Charlie Bronson, no, did it? So he says, no, they're all innocent. All criminals are innocent. But that's like, what is next? Is it going to be homophobia next? Is it going to be that, oh, well, that person's gay, must be a paedophile? Come on. You can't do that. Oh, well, I heard that this gay person, would it be male or female? Let's call it gay anyway. The attracts to the opposite sex. I've heard that this gay person committed murder, so all gay people are murderers. Come on, no, you can't do that. That's stupid. You can't protest something in the United Kingdom that's actually not here, but is happening in the United States of America, Canada. Now, you can Google this place. It's called Out Loud. Yeah, I forget the address, but it's based in Canada. Now the Canadians got different rules to the bloody Americans. So, when you go into Canada, you're in a totally different country altogether. Or whatever it might be. Just because it's linked, it doesn't mean to say it's part of the same thing. It's like Scotland's got different rules to America. Wales got different rules to the UK, to England. Scotland's got different rules to England. I think I said America, but don't mind. But you get the meaning, right? So just because it's happening in Scotland doesn't mean to say that our British leaders are going to say, oh yeah, that's a good idea, let's bring it over here. They would have a fit. They would lose the plot completely and say, no. Totally. It's madness. And you lot are just talking madness. So what happens after, drag queen story hour? Is it going to be homophobia? And then once that's done, once you've got rid of all the homosexuals, what are you going to do then? Are you going to go on to the trans? Is it going to be trans, whatever it is, a phobia? And once you've got rid of them, what's it going to be then? Once you've banished all the gays, and once you've banished all the people that are trans, what are you going to go on next? Are you going to go for the transvestites? Are you going to go for the men that actually like dressing up as women and vice versa? Are you going to go for them? Because once they've gone, what's next? Are you going to go after the Muslims? Because once they've all gone, what's next? You're on a never ending. It's a perpetual thing. It's never ending. Because once you got rid of all them, you're going to start back again. Ginger people, yeah, you go after all the gingers next. Ginger bashing has gone on far too long. It's not just on and black cats need rights. Lucky people cocky. It goes on and on. It does go on and on, yeah. So what's next? The gingers, people called Keith. I've got an uncle Keith that might be watching this. So what? You're gonna banish him, are you? Do you know what I mean? You're gonna banish anybody with a beard, anybody with a bald head. Am I getting my point across yet? Can you see the lunacy in your actions? Who's looking stupid now? Because I don't think it's me. Yeah, it's full fat milk. Oh no, they probably put pesticides in that or something like that. So let's kill the cows. Let's stop drinking milk. Are you gonna condemn Santa next? Don't let your kids watch this, but we all know Santa's not real. But you're gonna condemn him next, and the Tooth Fairy, and anything that gives your kids some kind of This is what's getting really sad. You are condemning. You truthers are condemning anything that would give a child a smile. As in, you're going to condemn Santa Claus. You're going to condemn the Tooth Fairy next. The boogeyman under the bed. Sometimes kids don't need reality. Sometimes kids need fantasy. Sometimes that's why they play video games. That's why they're always watching TV. That's why they go play with the friends. They go play with the friends out in the park. Playing Army Men or whatever it might be. playing football. Oh, I'm going to be Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm going to be David Beckham, wherever it might be. So Uncle Keith there is a meeting up for Keiths only. They're a dying breed, so... You're crazy. You need to stop whatever you're doing. So yeah, what kids like to imagine. And that's something that a lot of people are not doing. And this story time, by the way, when was it, Min? 2015 started in America.
Yeah.
Right, so it's 2015. It started 7 years ago in America. We've only just seen it in the last 6 to 8 months. So we're about 6.5 years behind. You know, it's just, I just don't get the world right now. I don't get what everybody's getting on, what everybody's on about. I just don't understand it. There's no need. There's no need. It's just a guy reading a freaking story in flamboyant clothing, doing zero harm. Am I for that? Yeah. Do I understand it? Not really, but kind of. I understand it that, you know, drag queens are known for their flamboyancy. They are known for their theatrics. You know, don't take your kids to the circus. People are dressed up there. Clowns are killers. Seriously. Don't let them play video games. They might get sucked into Tron. Come on. It's lunacy. And anyone that thinks otherwise is just filled with lunacy. They're not doing anything wrong. You people out there that are saying, oh, it's wrong, these drag queens, you know, I'm willing to bet that you know somebody who is either likes dressing up in women's clothing, each to their own. You may know somebody that is transsexual, again, each to their own. You may know somebody that is homosexual, each to their own. Do I have a problem with any of these people? No. I've met people that are gay, that are black, white, pink, brown. I've met people like that. I know people like that. Are they a harm to people? No. But what you're doing and what you're saying is harmful. I'll say it again. I'll just finish with this. The post regarding Canada, I don't condone that one little bit. That is way wrong. All right? However, story time with the drag queen, I am behind. I'll defend it. Because there's no harm being done. If this drag queen was doing harm to children, then yes. We'd probably have something to say. But they're not. They're not part of a satanic ritual. They're not part of the Illuminati or anything like that. They're just something that's entertaining kids. And if you've got a problem with somebody entertaining kids, then do not ever take them to a party. Do not ever take them to a fancy dress party. Do not ever allow them to go trick-or-treating. Do not ever allow them to watch TV. And do not ever allow them to go on to the games. That's all entertainment for kids. I'm going to leave that with you. If you got anything to say, feel free to... I'm just done typing. That's why I've gone live. I'm just done typing. And again, I'll probably do some more lives just based on like structural lives. This is just another rant. Yeah. Listen to what you're saying. Watch what you're typing, because I'll tell you what, I'm done replying now. I'm done replying to you because there's no getting through to you. So I'm done typing, and yeah, I'll do live till my heart's content. just to get my voice, well, just to get my opinion across, really. Because in typing, you only read what you want to read. Yeah, I can basically target 5 people at the same time, whereas, people read what they want to read. All right, I'm going to love you and leave you. Hey. Out.